or some sort of maker characteristic into a curriculum, I think you want to think about how can you open up sort of different opportunities for the students. How can you kind of let them choose? How, kind of guide themselves, because I think that's what a lot of the maker movement is about, is sort of an independence and self-reliance. So I think those could be some interesting guiding principles for trying to bring it into the classroom. We were redesigning our product sort of like halfway through its development process because it wasn't getting meeting a performance characteristic that we wanted. And so we designed up a couple of different iterations of it, different sizes, different shapes, and printed them out. And we only had a half dozen of each maybe. But then we were able to take those prototypes to physicians and nurses and get them in their hands and say, hey, how do you like this? Does this feel okay? Is this too big? Is this too small? How does it feel in your hand? How does it actually feel? Like, would you use this? Do you, basically trying to get that direct feedback, which is super critical, because at the end of the day for us, it's all about the customer. It's all about how the physician or the nurse is going to use it, because it's going to have an impact on a real patient. Collaboration, communication, huge. I mean, that's pretty much all you're doing all day is talking with people, exchanging ideas. The critical thinking helps you come up with those ideas. You need to think about a problem in different ways. And that's what building a team is all about, is having people from different perspectives, or having people with different perspectives looking at the same problem, because each person's going to have something different to say about it. And so your critical thinking skills are going to be paramount in being able to contribute to that conversation. And each person's own creativity allows them to have that different perspective. It's all about showing that there's a certain amount of freedom that you have in order to tackle a problem, and being able to kind of work within that freedom, or whatever constraints you have. That kind of sets a framework for whatever solutions you can come up with. I've looked at a couple of these maker spaces that aren't necessarily in the classroom, but just general places where people could come together or by themselves and have a project and find the help that they need in order to execute that project. And I think having access to that as a young person would have been super cool. Showing you that you can come up with an idea and make it real is an incredible thing. If you never have that experience, it's harder to imagine that you can do anything. But if you already had that experience where I came up with an idea and we planned it out, we designed it, we put it into effect, and now it's a real thing. It's out there in the world. That could be a really powerful experience.